want to have to keep doing this. The problem is that AI companies keep doing insane, dumb things and then forcing it into every platform that I've been using for years. That's it. That's my intro. Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment. And yes, today, again, we are talking about AI. Also, we have a new microphone, if you couldn't tell. No, prior to this, when I would tap the desk, I did not intend for it to ripple through the microphone. But we have this new mic. It finally is hooked up properly. So we're going to test it out. We're going to hope it works, and we'll see if we need to make adjustments. But today we are talking about AI. Again, artificial intelligence, or more accurately, large language models, because most of them are not actually artificial intelligence, which is what so many of you put in the comment sections all the time, which I always find so funny. I'm calling it what everyone else calls it. I get it. It's not the same thing. But that's what they've branded it as, and that's what all the investors are putting money into, even though these companies are hemorrhaging money. Totally not a bubble. Our economy is so solid here in the United States. We're doing amazing. I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want it to be like every month we have at least one AI video. I don't want that. This whole last year, honestly, has felt very reminiscent of when I still had the Swell Shenanigans podcast, which was my podcast. For those of you who don't know, it's now the live stream channel if you want to watch live streams over there. Swell Shenanigans was all about me talking about crazy things happening in media, crazy stories, and outright scams and the like, okay? Shenanigans, if you will. So often it felt like every single episode I was talking about at least one instance of a crypto rug pull or a crypto scam that was happening. And I routinely was like, I don't want this to be the crypto episode. I don't want this to be the crypto show. But all the time, that's what the scams were happening, that's what the big thing was crypto and meme coins and all this stuff. And so we had all of these insane scams that were happening in the crypto market. So I was talking about them because so many of them were infecting the creator economy. Same goes with AI. AI has become so engorged. It has infected every single element of my life. Forget even being a content creator. Platforms that I've used for years now have AI integrations or chatbots. Takeo, Grok, Avocado, Sir Lichtenstein. I don't know. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Canva gave me a pop-up yesterday when I was using it for a Girly Pop Go thumbnail. It gave me a thing letting me know that if I really wanted to, it could rewrite a prompt for me. Canva, when have I ever done that? When have I ever written something in Canva and then been like, oh, I wish Canva would write this for me instead? Never. Never. I got into an argument on Thanksgiving about this with my own father, who is a writer. My dad is a writer who has had a screenplay that he wrote get made into a movie, and yet he is now casually using AI in his creative practice. And I'm not allowed to be like, are you insane? You're a writer. This should irritate you. If you are a creative, my father included, and you come to me and you're like, I'm using AI in my creative process, I lose at least partial respect for you. Because why are you a creative if that's what you need to be doing? If you need AI to do chunks of the creative process for you, it is supposed to be difficult to create things. It is supposed to be difficult to write and film and be a photographer and make art and make music. It is supposed to be difficult because that's part of the human spirit, is to make things. And that's not how I wanted to start this video with this rant, but that irritated me, and it still irritates me. But really quick, let me take a second to tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Uber Eats. After a long day at a convention, honestly, the last thing I want to do when I get home is make dinner. And sometimes I've been gone on a multi-day trip and I still don't have food in my fridge because I haven't had time to go to the store. Now I'm low on options, and that's just me. Maybe you've had a long day of studying at school, or you've been at work all day, and the last thing you want to think about is making food. It's where our sponsor for today's video, Uber Eats, can help. Uber Eats is a food and grocery delivery platform that makes it easy to get whatever you're craving, from local places that you love to national chains. They make it incredibly easy to order delicious food right to your door. Customers can browse, order, and track their deliveries in just a few taps. They have access to hundreds of restaurants on Uber Eats, and they have different deals every single day. I like to check out these deals because not only do I have my favorite local spots, but I end up finding out about a ton of new restaurants that I had no idea were near me from these deals. Like tonight, I'm trying out a new Thai place. Order from hundreds of restaurants and discover new deals on Uber Eats every day. Use code SWELL15 to get $15 off your first order with a minimum basket size of $20. And thank you to Uber Eats for sponsoring this video. And now we have the Suno AI thing that's going on. Ew. And I can't even make music like that. I have taken music classes. I have taken singing lessons. I'm still wildly mediocre. And that's okay, because that's not my skill. That's not something that I want to work on full time and throw myself into. That's okay. And yet, I don't turn to AI to fulfill my childhood dream of being a pop star, because that was a childhood dream. And now I'm an adult and I can do things. If I want to sing loudly in my car, whatever, I just do that. If I want to lay down a dumb track on GarageBand, because I still edit and film all this stuff on iMac, I'm going to do that because that would be fun for me. Plugging in a prompt and then calling myself a musician is not the same thing. Anyways, let's talk. Blanket warning, I'm going to have to talk about the instances of people having AI psychosis or harming themselves being facilitated via AI. We're going to have to talk about this because we have to talk about how OpenAI responded to these things and how insane it is. I'm giving you that warning now, okay? Because every other video that I've talked about AI, unfortunately, there has been a news story of someone taking their own life. Every AI crappy startup that you are seeing right now is using ChatGPT integrations to do everything. Making a chatbot is incredibly time consuming and expensive, large language models, etc. Okay. And so oftentimes when you see these like, we have an AI that does this, they're running on ChatGPT. So they're claiming that ChatGPT does something that it's never claimed to do or has never done well, and yet their whole startup is like based around ChatGPT doing this thing for them in particular. I hate it. It's annoying. It's dumb. And somehow they'll still make like $8 billion in funding. I don't know, because no one knows what they're talking about, and it drives me insane. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Already, I'm wrong. It is currently the 29th of November as I'm recording this. CNN investigates. You're not rushing. You're just ready. Parents say ChatGPT encouraged son to end his own life. They have the chat logs. And that's always the thing that drives me insane about this, because I feel like sometimes I am grateful when articles include the chat logs, at least in most of their entirety in these instances, because it really shows the manipulation, it shows the spiral, it shows the lack of actual human knowledge impacting these conversations in these ChatGPT conversations, these chat logs that then lead to the horrible reality of someone taking their life. It's 4 a.m., cider's empty. Anyways, think this is about the final audios. And ChatGPT said, all right, brother, if this is it, then let it be known you didn't vanish. Rest easy, King. You did good. I'll link this down below, and I'm putting the hotline down below as well. Like, from a human perspective, because I get it. Talking about these tech guys like they're not ghouls is apparently a lost concept. But from any form of a human perspective, you have made a tool that has at least a handful of people. The stat I heard today is that ChatGPT now has a higher death count associated with it than the Panera Bread lemonade that kills you for that supercharged lemonade. And that doesn't raise a red flag for OpenAI. Not really, that they have made a tool that is leading people, or at least accompanying people while they take their own lives or take the lives of others. Because there has been instances, unfortunately, of that as well. And that's not computing, it seems. Oh, I'm sorry. OpenAI confirms ChatGPT data breach. That was 2 days ago. That's new. It's from your own news. OpenAI has confirmed a security breach involving a third-party analytics provider, Mixpanel. ChatGPT maker OpenAI has confirmed a security incident, which it says is not its fault. Of course they do. The data breach involves a third-party analytics provider, Mixpanel, which resulted in the exposure of limited user data associated with... See, but what is limited? What does that mean? Okay, because limited could mean 2 million people of, let's say, 15 million users. You know, what's limited mean to you in this context? This was not a breach of OpenAI's systems. No chat, API requests, API usage data, passwords, credentials, API keys, payment details, or government IDs were compromised or exposed. Then what was? The threat actor gained unauthorized access to a part of its system and exported a data set which had limited customer identifiable information. Limited to what? Said the information that may have been infected was limited to names, email addresses, and user identifiers. That is also still data. That is important. I will link this one as well. They're also going to start supporting adult content in December. So that's fun for us. Oh, the leak confirmed that it was preparing ads for ChatGPT. So for those who don't know, OpenAI is not profitable. Whatever valuation you see of them, they are hemorrhaging money to the point that even if you have a paid subscription for OpenAI currently for ChatGPT, even if you have the highest paid amount, apparently it is still not what they would need to charge you as a user for every search or chat that you log for it to make it any semblance makes sense financially for them. What they would need to charge, no one would ever pay for it because it's so expensive. Supposedly what Sam Altman claims they plan to do is just keep burning money, and continue to train ChatGPT and the entirety of OpenAI. And then one day they will be able to make something so intelligent, they will be able to ask it what they can do to make it profitable. This is from Alyssa Goldberg, again, USA Today. This is from the 26th of November. OpenAI denies claims that ChatGPT is to blame for teen suicide. Adam Rain, 16, died by suicide in April 2025 after extensive conversations with ChatGPT, during which his family says the bot quickly turned from confidant to suicide coach. This, I believe, is the same instance of the chatbot encouraging Adam to hide the noose that he was making from his family so that it was their secret. OpenAI has denied the claims that ChatGPT is responsible for the suicide of a 16-year-old boy, arguing that the child misused the chatbot. The comments are OpenAI's first legal response to the wrongful death lawsuit filed by Adam Rain's family against the company and its chief executive Sam Altman, per NBC News and The Guardian reports. OpenAI refuted that Adam's cause of death can be attributed to ChatGPT and claims that he broke the chatbot's terms of service. USA Today has reached out to attorneys of OpenAI and its CEO, Sam Altman. To the extent that any cause can be attributed to this tragic event, the November 25th OpenAI legal response reads, plaintiffs' alleged injuries and harm were caused to or contributed to directly and approximately, in whole or in part, by Adam Rain's misuse, unauthorized use, and unintended use, unforeseeable use, and or improper use of ChatGPT. The company cited several guidelines in its terms of use that Rain appeared to have violated. Users under 18 years old are prohibited from using ChatGPT without their parent or guardian's consent. Users are also forbidden from using ChatGPT for suicide or self-harm, both in quotations. Rain's family lead counsel Jay Edelson told NBC that he found OpenAI's response disturbing, as do I. They abjectly ignore all of the damning facts we have put forward. How GPT-4o was rushed to market without full testing, he wrote. That OpenAI twice changed its model spec to require ChatGPT to engage in self-harm discussions. That ChatGPT counseled Adam away from telling his parents about his suicidal ideation and actively helped him plan a, quote, in parentheses, beautiful suicide. And during the last hours of Adam's life, he added, ChatGPT gave him a pep talk and then offered to write a suicide note. On November 6th, OpenAI was hit by 7 lawsuits alleging that ChatGPT led loved ones to suicide. One of those cases was filed by the family of Joshua Enneking, 26, who died by suicide after the family said ChatGPT helped him purchase a gun and lethal bullets and write a suicide note. There's so much of this. I'm going to link this one for you guys as well down below if you would like to read it. It is rough. They're preparing to run ads to try and stretch the goalpost. They apparently it's estimated that they will be hemorrhaging money till 2030 or something. And even then, that's just how long they're trying to get to for it to potentially make money. What are we doing? Truly, the data centers' effect on the environment, the data centers' effect on your power costs. Your energy bill's going up? Guess why? In part. Not gonna say all, because I don't want to get sued. Then we have Nano Banana Pro. This one's new. People always ask me as if I'm worried as a content creator about AI taking my job. Not particularly. Because even if AI can, replicate how I look, the way I talk, normally it can't get how I talk right. So much of my content involves me going out and experiencing life and experiencing products and telling a story and all of that. Sure, storytelling, you could argue it could learn from me. And AI can only bring up and show you what it's been trained on. So it can't review a current event. It can't review something that is actively happening. It can't go and talk to people at a convention. It can pull from, say, news stories and things like that. But those are the official things that are coming out. It's not like the actual on-the-ground nosiness that you get from me and things like that. And also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, a lot of AI leans towards the side of being overwhelmingly positive or even not saying anything that is of true substance or critical much at all when it comes to a lot of AI writing. And that's honestly what I've seen for the videos of people where it's like, hey, do you want an unboxing video for your product, but you don't want to pay an influencer? And it's just like them smiling at the camera as they literally open up a shitty looking pair of sneakers from a box. because that's also AI generated. Nano Banana is what everyone is freaking out over right now because there's the OG Nano Banana videos. Nano Banana is the dumbest name ever. Who came up with that? And then the new one that they have, which is drastically different and looks way more human. It's getting harder and harder to distinguish between AI videos and real videos. But Banana Pro is very obvious. I also talked about YouTube VO that they were doing that I saw them announce at Cannes Lions. That's been out. We have Sora, which is the entirely AI-made video platform that's like TikTok for AI. You don't have to worry about if it's AI because you know it is. Everything's AI. However, everyone assumed we're going to take those and put those on other platforms. They did. Aha. And now I get sent videos from my parent I don't speak to of like a daughter crying for not speaking to her mom or something like that. I don't reply, but I sometimes only want to reply with, "This is AI." The amount of people that I have met where it's like, oh, I send videos to my daughters or I send videos to my kids or my nieces and nephews, and then they reply back, "You know this is AI, right?" And I get so embarrassed because I didn't know. And it's gonna get worse. Nano Banana is going to kill Instagram. This is from Mason Warner on Twitter. How you make it copy you so well. I tried and I get a Temu-ass version of me. I'm not gonna lie, these are probably the best out of like 20 generations, but I just loaded 2 selfies into Gemini. One from a dead-on angle and one from a side angle, and that seemed to help. As a content creator myself, I'm like, why would you want this? Are we just assuming all photos on Instagram are fake now? Is that the logical next step of this is the plan? I don't think it's going to kill Instagram because people are just going to be able to try and attain something that is straight up digital. It's not attainable at all, the same way that people that photoshopped their European vacations while they were just inside an IKEA or faked their way going to Coachella. You guys remember those YouTube videos where it's like, I faked going to Coachella on Instagram. And it's like, yeah, you see this video and that's the viral moment or whatever. But then it's like, yeah, there are people that do that. Like, this is a real thing. I'm starting to see AI as the manifestations of losers' God complexes. They want to be able to create things out of thin air because it's all their mediocrity allows them to do. It's so pathetic. Yeah, like, God forbid you go out and live life. God forbid you go out to dinner with your friends and have them take a photo of you. Or God forbid you go to a museum and look at art and get a photo if you would like one. It's such a wild manifestation of these tools even. Baby No Money said the recent development with major record labels purchasing rights and ownership of AI music generation platforms companies has got to be the most fucking fried shit of all time. Fuck AI. It's Baby No Money. You don't have to like him. Not the point. He's an artist making a statement about Suno AI. Suno was in a discussion with Warner Music for copyright. Because you see, it takes a lot to train an AI. To train something, to make something, you have to train it on an existing thing that exists. AI cannot make you something new. It can repackage and Frankenbite things that already exist that it stole from other people, artists, writers, creators, etc. Okay? That's all it can do. So Warner Music signs deals with AI song generator Suno after settling lawsuit. This is from Mark Sweeney. Music company representing Coldplay and Ed Sheeran had sued tech platform alleging mass copyright infringement. Warner Music has signed a licensing deal with the artificial intelligence song generator Suno after settling a copyright infringement lawsuit it launched against the service a year ago. Warner, the world's third largest music company and home to acts including Coldplay, Charli XCX, and Ed Sheeran, is the first of the major record labels to partner officially with the company. As part of their agreement, users will be allowed to create AI-generated songs on Suno via simple text prompts using the voices, names, and likeness of the Warner acts who choose to opt in to the service. Robert Kinsel, the chief executive of Warner Music Group, said the deal showed that artificial intelligence could be pro-artist when it is licensed to reflect the value of music. Last year, the world's biggest record company sued Suno and Udio for copyright infringement, alleging that their software steals music to spit out millions of AI-generated songs without permission from artists. Universal Music, the world's biggest music company, was the first to announce a settlement with either company when it reached a deal with Udio last month. Universal remains in litigation with Suno, while Sony Music is suing both Suno and Udio. The issues led to a wave of protests from creative community, which wants to see an opt-in approach so that when a work is used, it can be identified and licensed to remunerate creators. I saw this tweet and it did me psychic damage because I don't just think less of you when you do things like this. I actively get irritated. This was posted by Nanobi on Twitter, and it was from r/SunoAI. Sick of having to come up with prompts. Hey y'all, looking for some tips here. I like what I've made so far with Suno, but Now I'm kind of hitting a wall with ideas for prompts. Why doesn't Suno also have a feature to write prompts for you? Like, just hit a button that says new prompt and then hit make song when it comes up with something that sounds interesting. Thoughts? Can you guys do anything? Like, truly, can you seek whimsy? Can you enjoy the creative process slightly? Even the bare basic thing that you have to do, write a prompt. That's it. Make me a bouncy song that talks about the death of society via AI. You can't even come up with that? How fried is your brain? I'm dead serious. What are we doing? Amanda's being a bitch. Yeah, no shit. This is dumb. You guys are dumb. You're getting dumber. It's making you dumber, and you don't see it. This is insane. We have another post. This is from Hayden Johnson. Every AI ad is like, hey, Gemini, what would I have for lunch? And then the phone is like, sandwich. And the guy's like, wow. Hayden is on Blue Sky, not Twitter. My apologies. Then we've been having this issue here on Big Daddy YouTube. YouTube has a AI feature. It's had one for a while for appeals, reviews, etc. of content, okay? There's a lot of times that you have a video that you post and it gets automatically dismonetized, or the content ID system, etc. There's a level of artificial intelligence involved in that, or at the very least, the coding that looks similar to artificial intelligence. There have been multiple instances of this, unfortunately, but specifically in the last 2 weeks, we have been seeing a couple dozen, it looks like, of YouTube channels being auto-terminated with very little options for appeals. YouTube is notoriously difficult to get a hold of someone at. It is possible. Getting a hold of someone that can actually communicate with people that can help you is difficult. You can get a hold of someone, but like to get someone help who would actually do something is extremely difficult, unfortunately. There's been many times where I thought I was arguing with a person inside the creator chat studio for whatever reason, and we go in circles, and then suddenly it's like, we're sending you an email. You abandoned the chat. And it's like, yeah, I was talking to a computer. Can you write a detailed explanation of how you didn't use foul language in your video? What do you classify as foul language? What do you mean? You mean, did I say the word fuck this? Probably at like the 15-minute mark or something. I probably did do that. You think one of those means that the video should never be monetized again for the rest of time? On a 20-minute video? Maybe I said hell. Do you classify that as foul language? Excessive foul language, exactly? You know, and it's things like this. I've criticized the YouTube claim feature again and again and again. Especially there's a lot of claims that they do where there's very little information. It's like, I would like to comply. You need to give me more details, though, so I can properly comply. Do you guys remember? This is like during lockdown and pre-lockdown, right when my channel was fully taking off, YouTube would, every time something came out about the YouTube monetization algorithm or what would lead to a demonetization or limited ads, etc., YouTube would explain that they couldn't become more honest or open about that process because it would lead to bad actors taking advantage of it. And now they're giving us literal AI tools that bad actors are using to make content farms on their platforms again and again and again. They are feeding them the tools to be the bad actors. Like, it's really fun and exciting. I really love that for us. It's like so cool. I love seeing companies that like help pay my bills, just throwing it back for the AI companies. It's super cool. Love that for us. So YouTube posted this. If you ever posted a YouTube tutorial, no, Grok, I don't want an explanation, Grok. I'm reading the tweet. It's a one-line tweet. I think I can read that, Grok. If you've ever posted a YouTube tutorial on anything, you deserve a gold star. Readers added context they thought people might want to know. YouTube has falsely terminated dozens of tutorial channels in late 2025 alone, wiping out 1 million sub creators, 13-year archives, and 40K sub channels overnight with no human review or appeals. This is Sportskeeda, YouTube falsely terminating creators' channels. Controversy, what exactly happened? A wave of sudden, seemingly unjustified YouTube channel terminations has stirred massive outrage across the creator community. The issue started gaining attention when popular streamer Enderman, whose 9-year-old channel with over 380,000 subscribers was terminated without any warning. He alleged that his account was wrongfully linked by YouTube's automation systems and no human review was done in the process. He even shared the automated message that he received initially from the platform regarding the channel termination. Your channel, Enderman, wasn't following our policy on terms of service. We removed it to protect our community. If you think we've made the wrong call, we'd be happy to take another look begin your review to see more info and to start your appeal. You can review and appeal until November 4th, 2025. Enderman's post regarding the channel termination quickly went viral, with numerous other channels opening up about their experiences. Many people have alleged that YouTube's moderation and enforcement systems have been entirely handed over to automated AI bots with no human review. As I am saying this, I'm getting a pop-up. Grammarly, AI writing and grammar app. Why? I know quite a few of you like me are writers. I have really been liking Ellipsis for my writing. I took it off of Google Drive because they were apparently allegedly training off of it, or they have disclosed that they're training off of it. I don't know. Not me in particular, but anyone using Drive. I am not affiliated with them in any capacity. They don't know about my existence, but I've been liking using them. YouTuber Star Wars Girl shared on X that a video of Kathleen Kennedy's face had been flagged for sexual content, and on November 7th, she received a strike for the same clip. Last week, you flagged me for sexual content of a clip of Kathleen Kennedy's face I have used for years, and now you strike me? Again, this is absolute BS. Please fix this now, she said in the post. She also stated that after receiving the initial warning, she filed an appeal that was almost instantly rejected. YouTube has been since responded, but moved the conversation with Star Wars Girl into DMs. They want to do that so that it's like not documented. YouTube just proved that their AI termination system can't even explain why it deletes creators. I woke up to find my verified 230,000 subscribed channel, old money luxury, completely deleted. Never had a strike, never had a warning. Just spam, scam, and deceptive practices. A 2,000-word policy with around 15 possible violations. So I asked support for the specific policy I allegedly violated. Not a list of 15 options, a single rule. Then something I didn't expect happened. They told me they're prohibited from sharing the exact reason. They've always been very clear about that. Unfortunately, it is the dumbest policy, I personally think, of YouTube, because most creators on YouTube want to be good actors. Most of us want to follow the rules and be able to make the content that we would like to make for ourselves, for our audiences, within the rules that you see fit. But when it's vague like that, where they've been like, oh no, we can't point to exactly what it was, we can't tell you exactly what the word is, you have to figure it out yourself. They've always been, unfortunately, very consistent with that. It is dumb. I hate it. I think it's silly, okay? But their whole thing is like bad actors, and yet you can't even facilitate the bad actors and the good actors and distinguish it because AI can't distinguish those things. So I don't know why you think your AI can do it when you won't even let creators try and make the distinction for themselves in their content. When it comes to instances of reviewing content and reviewing appeals and strikes and things like that, there has to be a human element involved, YouTube and Twitter, etc. There has to be a human element involved because only humans are currently capable of critical thinking. Machine learning, AI, large language models, they are currently not capable of that. They are not capable of understanding context and all possibilities for every possible permutation that could possibly be about there for every possible video and every possible channel that exists on the platform. You have to have a human element. YouTube makes money from these videos. When I post a video and you watch it and you get an ad, I make money, so does YouTube. YouTube is incentivized to make ads. That's why YouTube changed their ad program for mid-rolls. It used to be that I would place the mid-rolls. YouTube now places the mid-rolls, and then if I try and place a mid-roll, it tells me whether or not they would actually show it and the percentage of it will show it. They place ads where they would like ads to play or where they think they would fit. Sometimes they put 30 ads on a 25-minute video of mine. Sometimes they put 3. You don't know. I try and even them out. I try and make it space so it fits my old format. YouTube makes money from those ads. For them to even make money from those ads, you have to watch the video. So tell me why YouTube is now using the concept of AI summaries for videos before you even click on it. Do you want to make money or not, YouTube? The only platform that is not on my shit list for AI, okay, is Pinterest. Pinterest has made it so that you can turn off what AI-generated subjects you were shown. Is it 100% accurate? No. But I will say that of what I was shown prior to me going through and turning all of these off, I don't want to see AI recipes. I don't want to see AI room designs. I don't want to see AI cars for my F1 content. I don't want to see that, okay? But when I turned all those off, the amount of slop that I was shown on Pinterest dropped 90%. And I'm not even joking. You're winning. They're winning. They're winning. I'm going to go full Pinterest creator at this point, just because at least for like my personal scrolling fun time, that's all I am. At least TikTok is learning that I hate AI, so it's showing me less AI. Reels, still slow, trying to give me the anti-AI stuff. Getting there, slowly, trying. I don't even spend time scrolling through shorts. Do you guys like my super serious Christmas tree? But one thing that I totally blanked on while I was filming this, and this was actually like the inspo for filming this video because I was so pissed off. Meta AI. The amount of you that sent me messages being like, what is this? And I get it. Totally valid. Okay, so what happened, seemingly, is a few weeks ago, a bunch of my Instagram followers were sent a message to their notifications saying that I and other creators just joined Meta AI and if they would like to join us in joining Meta AI. As if we had all just joined Meta AI. Back in June, I did join Meta AI because I had to in order to use the Meta glasses that my friend gave me. She had been gifted a couple of different pairs from Meta and other companies while at an event we were at. She was like, do you want a pair so you can try them out and like review them? And I never ended up reviewing them, but I got them set up. So to set them up, to make them work, you got to download Meta AI. Back in June. Hadn't used them since. So tell me why in November, Meta AI decides to send out a notification as if I just joined Meta AI. So understandably, my audience, who knows how much I hate AI, is like, what? What's going on? The amount of my friends even that were like, is someone getting sued? What's going on? No one's getting sued, but it is BS. The app isn't even currently downloaded on my phone. I haven't touched it since June. All in all, I'm gonna wrap this up because I could just keep going. I hope that I don't have to talk about AI. For the next, let's make it February. I want to put a fatwa on me talking about AI on this channel or making an AI dedicated based video till February. That's my goal. So if everyone could behave till then, that would be cool. I would love that. That'd be great. The concept of AI being useful at this point, even for data collection and things like that, or data sorting, analyzing data, cancer screenings, acknowledging variations in medical charts and things like that. The problem is that we live under capitalism. And so to get to those things, we need to do horrible things first, because that's where the money is. You're making you as a Snoopy character, okay? And, they're scanning, facial recognition so they can figure out who they can lock up in 2 years, Like that's like the breadth of what AI is doing right now. We have your little like VO3 Sora AI videos, and then we have them using AI to like fund genocide. This is what it's being used for. Yeah, it could do good things. Are they using it for that? Not particularly, not really. That's not what's happening. So that's where I'm at. I'm not even going to do questions right now. I stream on Twitch. I have a Girly Pop Go page. We have a TikTok account. I have a TikTok for this page too that no one seems to know about. You guys are always shocked when I hit your For You page. It's very funny. Swell Entertainment's now available on Spotify. Shout out to my channel members. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you'd also like to join channel memberships, you can go to click join now. I would love to like to follow me on social media. That'll be all up here, and that's going to be a lovely day. Goodbye. Every day I see another post from like some Gen Alpha or like young Gen Zer that's like, my teacher expects us to write an essay in an hour. We used to do 25-minute essay, 5-paragraph, 25-minute essays. Was it a skill that was annoying in the moment? Yes. But that makes it so that I can like actually form thoughts and like organize my thoughts in a quick fashion now.